Greetings YouTube, Skill Incarnate bringing you all the latest indie gaming goodness. Welcome back to another look at an early access game. And this week we're having a look at the game Melbot's World by Melbot Studios. Melbot's World is a cooperative game for the PlayStation 4 where you can use up to 4 mobile devices to control some creatures called Melbots as they make their way across a dangerous world. Now, the controls are very unique in that you don't control the Melbots themselves. You control the obstacles or different switches and levers and obstacles in their way, moving them to allow them access through. Now, the closest thing that I can compare this game to is a very old game called Lemmings that I played when I was a young kid. And in Lemmings, you would build different tools and objects. In the case of Melbot's World, you control these tools, these switches, these levers, springboards, all sorts of stuff to try and get these guys, or as many of them, safely through to the exit of the world as you can. Now, this game is very unique, and the main draw for it was that you use not PlayStation controllers, but mobile devices. And each player can have a mobile device. All that's involved is that you have to install the Melbot's World application on the device, and this can work for iOS or Android. It was very easy. We managed to get the installation done in under 5 minutes. So we're in the lobby at the moment. I've got my gaming partner, Mr. Bobbles, as usual. He's just joined the game, and I'm installing the app on my mobile device. So the controls are very simple. You've just got basically 2 controls at any one time, and if you've got 4 players, it actually makes it simple because it actually only gives one person 1 control per person. I would have really liked to get 4 players to have a look at this game, but unfortunately I was just stuck with the 2 of us. But yeah, I really did enjoy playing this game, and it's definitely probably one of the most unique games on the PlayStation, and it's a very interesting concept to use mobile devices in a game rather than PlayStation controllers, because they are reasonably common. Most kids do have some sort of mobile device, and they're pretty affordable, so it's actually a really clever way to use an already existing devices that people have. Now, I did want to mention the soundtrack. What you're listening to at the moment is the Melbot's World soundtrack, and it's very unique, and I enjoyed it as well. I'm going to place a link to the artist who made the music for the game, because I think that's also worth mention. Now, at the moment, we're waiting in the lobby to start the game, and you can see on the screen these are your different Melbots. And each of those little guys, they have their own look and feel, but as you progress through the different levels, you're able to unlock additional things like additional Melbots, additional skins, stickers, all sorts of really fun things for young children to make them keep playing. So yeah, don't be put off by the simplistic nature of the game. It's actually got quite a lot of depth in it. But yeah, you are going to... This game is going to require a bit of parental assistance. Obviously, young kids aren't going to be able to install the app themselves. But yeah, we were able to get everything up and running in under 5 minutes. So there's a little bit of a wait here before the first level of the game. But yeah, this is a really good game for parties. So if people are going to be in a party, if you're going to have a lot of young kids at a birthday, this is a really perfect party game. It kind of reminds me of Mario Party, if you've ever played that on the old Super Nintendo. So this game's definitely got a very unique sort of flavour to it. But we're gonna, in a minute, we're gonna see the game start. I'm gonna show you the first level of the game. And you might think that we were dying a fair bit in the game, which is true. But the game's actually very hard to master. The controls are very unique, and you do have to keep an eye on the colour of the different controls and work out which player is controlling which lever. There's also enemies in the game. You have to use the levers and switches to try and keep away from the Melbots so that they don't die. And here I'm connecting now. So we now select one of the Melbots to control. and it doesn't matter which one you select it, but they've all got their own little personality and look and feel, which is something that kids are really going to enjoy. And even adults, I enjoyed playing this game as well. I had a lot of fun. A lot of the time I mentioned my famous 1 hour test for a game. We were actually playing this game for almost 3 hours in the process of getting this footage. I realise it's a bit slow at the start, and this isn't as edited as my normal videos, but I definitely I wanted to get this out as fast as I could because the game's actually going to be going on sale on the PlayStation Store very soon. So thought you guys might want to have a little bit of a look at what the game looks like before it goes on sale. So here we are in the game, and you can see each of the controls are color-coded. There's quite a few. I believe I'm on the blue and Mr. Bobbles is on the purple. We've got our first Melbot coming through. I'm trying to work out how the controls work. There we go. So this is a nice introductory level. We've got to get the lifts up and down. And we're just trying to work out how to play the game at the moment. Oh, there we go. We've just worked it out. So basically, you've got to be careful with the levers and switches, because if you move them at the wrong time, you can kill the Melbots, knock them off the side of the level, or knock them into different hazards. Finally managed to work out how to play the game. There's also these different gifts, as you can see. And picking up the gifts will give you unlockable extras in the game. Most of them are cosmetic, but they're definitely fun to try and get. You can see there we're still trying to get used to the game, and I've gone and killed one of the Melbots. So you don't need to get 100% of the Melbots through the level, but you want to try and get through as many as you can. So we're going to try and get this guy through. I'm finally starting to get the hang of it. Mr. Bobble is starting to get the hang of it now. There we go. So it is actually a lot harder than it looks, because as you can see, the different Melbots will bump into each other, and if you don't get the timing right on the different switches, they will fall down. As you can see, we're not doing too well here for a first practice run, but we do eventually manage to work it out. Again, I really wanted to spend a bit more time in this game and get a bit more of a first impression video, a little less rough than what we're playing. Obviously, we just started playing the game. We've started to get the hang of it. We're starting to get the hang of it now, and there we go. So we've gotten our first guy into the portal, and the second guy. Oh, and Mr. Bobbles was a little bit too fast on the. Trigger for the switch there, but you can turn your Melbots around by placing obstacles for them to run into. So we've got 2 of them. So all you have to try and get at least 2 out of 3 Melbots through. You can see we're running out of time here. And you do also want to try and grab as many of the optional extras as you can. I think we managed to just get this in at the gate. There we go. So we've beaten the first level of the game. And in the end of each level, you get the victory dance for the Melbots. And you can we're making them dance here. When you click on your mobile device, you can make the Melbots do a little dance. And we spend an inordinate amount of time on this screen because Mr. Bobbles was getting a real kick out of making his Melbot do the dab or whatever dance it is that the one on the right's doing. But yeah, the game is a very simple premise, but it's very hard to master. So we've got the second level of the game, which starts to introduce some more advanced obstacles in the level in the shape of these jump pads. But yeah, we struggled a lot playing this game, but one of the things that we really enjoyed was even when you do lose the level, you do want to go back and have another go at it. We spent at least 2.5 hours playing this game, and really lost track of time. We had a blast playing it. It actually became a bit of a shouting session between the two of us, trying to tell the other one when the Melbots were running across each of the obstacles, trying to get them to press the obstacles in time. In the case of this was the jump pads. And Mr. Bobbles, he stopped paying attention, and so did I. We were watching the other person's controls. But yeah, it definitely gets very chaotic very quickly. You do have to keep your eye on the screen and make sure that you're using the controls at the right time. Some of the different obstacles are also linked, so you can have multiple controls going off at the same time, which can sometimes help one Melbot but hinder another one. You can see we haven't got any in yet. We're not doing too well. But we're just starting to get the hang of the game now. And yeah, you do, in addition to trying to get the Melbots to safety, you also do have the added risk of the clock there. The clock's ticking down. And yeah, Mr. Bowles isn't paying a lot of attention there. But yeah, this would be a really interesting game for little kids to play. This would be a really good party game for people who are looking for something that their kids can play. There's a safe game that's family friendly. We just got our first Melbot through the portal. 30 seconds to go. And hopefully, I think we start cooperating a bit better here. And a lot of the audio I took out because it's just me and Mr. Bobble screaming at each other to use the jump pads at the right time. It definitely becomes a cooperative effort. You do have to keep an eye on the other person, obviously, because there's only two of us. We're operating two pads per person. We actually won that because we managed to get some of the Melbots into the exit. And yeah, you can see on the bottom right there's these stickers, and they're just basically little collectible items that you can get to in the form of just collectible stuff that the kids will like picking up. And the soundtrack, the artwork, and everything in this game is actually quite pretty. So this is the last, I think this is the last level in the game that we really seriously played. And this is pretty much the game, and a lot of you are probably going to say that the game is pretty simplistic, but there's actually quite a lot of depth to this. I'm not sure how many levels are in the game in total. I didn't see that on the website, but we played this game for almost 3 hours, and if we hadn't run out of time, we'd probably still be playing it now. So I guess should I recommend this game to people? It's a resounding yes from me. I absolutely love playing this game, and I apologise this video isn't up to the standard of some of my others. It's a bit more edited, but this is my first attempt at a PlayStation review, and hopefully along the line we'll get a little bit better. And I really want to try and revisit this game and give you a little bit more. I'd like to go back and play this game again and show you some of the later levels in the game. So I recommend this game wholeheartedly. It passes my 1 hour test. We played this for nearly 3 hours, and we'll definitely be going back to play the game again. So that was it from me for now. We really enjoyed playing the game, and definitely want to go back and play it again. And I really wanted to thank the developers for throwing me a PlayStation key for this game. Hopefully we will get to play this game again. You can see here we've unlocked a new Melbot for completing the level, and I'd like to go back and play some of the later levels in the game, maybe even show you the ending, but I don't want to give too much away. Go and try this game out. It's a PlayStation. It will be out on the PlayStation store shortly. I will give you a release date, and I'll see if I can find the price for you and put those details in the comments. As always, if you enjoyed this video, leave us a like, leave us a subscribe. Really looking forward to doing more games with Mr. Bobbles. He enjoyed covering this game with me, and hopefully we'll see more of you soon. Until next time, Skill Incarnate out.